Sports Report. I am Nick Marsello. Today I am joined by a competitor whose name came up constantly during the scouting process. He's a purple belt, 18 wins on Smoothcomp, 17 of them coming by way of submission. My guest today, Sam Munson. Sam, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So before we even booked this interview, I had to figure out a means of connecting with you just because your name came up constantly. It was every time I would speak to somebody, they're like, "Oh, you got to get Sam Munson on this. Sam Munson's the guy." How does it feel to know that people in the community are recommending you and you kind of got that street credit?
That feels good. That's good to hear. I think it's a good community, the Pacific Northwest Jiu-Jitsu scene. A lot of good guys, and you meet them at competitions, and you get to know everyone real well. So it's cool to hear that people are talking about me.
Absolutely. Typically, when you hear there's some buzz behind an athlete, it's kind of undeniable at that point because other people that are they can't even help themselves. They're like, "Oh, this guy's the real deal." So I have to go straight into the stat, man. 18 wins on smooth comp, 17 by submission. That's a little bit more than a coincidence. That's a pattern right there. So, what is your mindset when you go into competition? I mean, are you just always hunting a sub?
Yeah, always chasing the sub. Most of my matches are on smooth comp, so I'd say it's probably more like 80 wins, 75, 76 by submission. Yeah, I'm always chasing the sub, even though I'll tell myself before, like this time I'm going to play smart, go for points. But if I see an opportunity, I'm always going for it. Always chasing the sub in the training room, and yeah, that's what I like to do: chase the back, chase the sub.
Okay. Do you feel like going to a decision or winning by points is kind of like unfinished business? Is it still a win in your book, or what's your mindset in that regard?
Yeah, it's still a win because a lot of my like decision wins or points wins, they're tough matches against good guys, or I had to work for it and get tired. Sometimes the points matches are a lot harder and more earned than a submission match. You know what I mean? So I think they're both equal, but I'm obviously gunning for the sub.
All right. And I love that mindset going into this style of event with single elimination. I mean, you can't really afford to leave anything on the table. And as the day goes on, you're gonna feel fatigued. So I mean, obviously, you want to end things quickly and get in and out as quickly as possible. So
Mhm.
if somebody's tuning into this event and they're not familiar with you, what version of Sam Munson are they getting? Are you going to go into this hunting subs, or are you kind of looking to play it a little more strategic and tactical, as you put it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think I'll go into it strategical and tactical, but I'll probably go out there hunting subs. I like to take a lot of opportunistic submissions. I'm not just like I don't have to go through the ladder of takedown, pass guard, back. Even though I like to do that, I can quickly switch it up and get on something good. But yeah, they're going to see a good version of me, I hope. I took a little time off competing, took like a year off, and now I'm jumping back in it and staying active. I've done, like 3 tournaments or 2 tournaments in the last month, and I got one tomorrow coming up, and then next month I'll be ready for that one. So I'm getting back into the swing of things and staying active, and I think I'll be at my best for sure when this tournament rolls around.
Okay, I have to ask, what prompted that gap in competition there? Was it an injury or?
No, I just wanted to take some time off and get better. I wasn't injured. I was healthy. I was traded good. Wanted to take some time off, get better, just kind of step away because competition can be stressful and add extra stress and traveling onto your life. And I just want to take a little break and improve. I wasn't winning the most. I bumped up to the advanced division, becoming a purple belt, and I was taking some losses, which is good. But I just wanted to get better so now I'm back at it and excited to be back.
Okay. And I definitely want to speak on the purple belt a little bit, but if I'm I have to ask this question. If I'm in your bracket and I'm studying film on you right now, you've just put in all this time in your improving your game and trying to fill these gaps. What is the one mistake I cannot make against you if we step across each other on the mats?
Um, the biggest mistake is probably giving me a look at your back. In the training room, I'm always chasing the back, always try to submit from the back. Ever since I started, I've been a big back chaser, and especially training for these last few tournaments when I'm like going against good guys and trying to use my A game. It's a lot of getting to the back against good guys. So that's probably the biggest risk I'd say, or leaving your neck open for a guillotine or something.
Okay. Um, excuse me. So, as you're competing at the purple belt level now, this is kind of the point where people start to pay attention. You should have your fundamentals, down. People are expecting you to kind of, like you said, step into the advanced division and kind of see how you do in those deep waters. How do you feel your competition career is going at this point? Do you feel you're entering your prime years, or are you just getting started?
Oh, definitely not in my prime years. I sure hope not. I'm young, 21, only been training for not even 5 years yet. I hope my prime is 15 years away. I look at the best guys in the sport and I'm like, man, I got a long way to go. You know what I mean? I'm you know, a lot better than I was, but not even close to my prime, but still, still good enough to beat these guys.
It's a scary thought to think about. What would you say separates you from the other? Let's call them. Obviously, nobody's at the elite world class level just yet. But what separates you from the guys that are kind of a cut above the rest? Because even those guys are saying Sam Munson's the guy. That's somebody you need to watch out for. So, what do you feel makes you different?
Um, yeah, I mean, the difference from those guys, I don't have as much time in the game. You know what I mean? I still have holes in my game. Even the good guys on the local scene, like when I go to a tournament and I see someone in my bracket and I'm like, this guy's good on the local scene, they still have holes in their game. Even the good guys do, like the world class guys, but still super young in this game, have a lot to work on in a few certain areas I would say I lack. And just still have so much, even my strengths where I feel like I'm best, I still have so much to improve on.
Okay, and I mean the sky's the limit. I mean, especially considering, like you said, you're so young in the sport, and like your name is kind of getting to the point where it's undeniable. So, I mean, the growth is going to be exciting to watch. And I have to ask, is this the first time you've ever competed center stage, kind of all eyes are on you, or is that like old news to you?
Um, it'll probably be the not quite the first time I've been in like one in-house tournament where it was one match at a time, ton of people watching, but that was pretty small, no reward. And then I did a Battle of the Bay last year, which was cash bracket again, $1,000 bracket. And yeah, and it was one match at a time, everyone watching stuff. And that one subbed the first two guys and made some dumb mistakes in the finals and ended up losing. And so I'm ready to, get some revenge and come back out and make some money.
Okay. So, do you feel those two things kind of play into your mindset when you compete, knowing that is there any added nerves or pressure with prize money on the line, or like in an intimate setting where you have coaches that are kind of like right up watching your match, like maybe not even coaches, just kind of like a rival competitor is up against you on the opposite side of the mat, coaching against you. Do you feel those things add any extra pressure, or not so much?
That's a good question. I guess we'll see. I did it one time. I don't feel like I was feeling much added pressure. I mean, it'll be quieter, which is nice. I feel like sometimes walking into a super loud venue where you got 1,000 people yelling, that can be, more stressful and have you more on edge than a smaller venue with like, probably won't be crazy loud, not a ton of, not 1,000 people in there. So, should have my coach there and I'll be ready to go. And I think the nerves often come. The lights make a difference, but like how well you train and prepared is really for me what affects my nerves. If I come in with a good camp and I'm in shape and had good training and I'm feeling confident, then the nerves will be low. If I come in, like if I come into a tournament banged up or I know my training wasn't great, that's usually when I'll be more nervous.
Fair enough. And I totally know what you're talking about too. Like you go to some of these tournaments with like the kids divisions, and there's just children running around. It's like kind of throws off your mindset a little bit. You're like kind of trying to get ready to fight somebody, but at the same time, it's like I'm not trying to step on anybody. There's too many people here. It's a little
Yeah.
overwhelming at times. Um, so for you, is this about prize money? Is this about exposure? Is this about making a statement in the Pacific Northwest? What is your goal by competing?
I'd say it's probably more about exposure and making a name and having people see what I can do. Prize money is great. Obviously you don't not a ton of money in the sport, at least in the early stage. It's growing, and it's awesome that you guys are putting on this event. So I'd be stoked to get some prize money, but even more so if I, go out there win this tournament with a bracket with good guys, and not just win it, but I hit, good submissions. I hit some highlight reels on these guys, and that's probably worth more than prize money as far as growing my name in the sport. Looks good for sponsors, looks good for other promotions. So I'd say publicity is probably most important. And getting those reps against competing against good guys. Another chance to test myself against some game opponents.
Absolutely. And that's something we've seen too. Like we've had kind of regional guys that have been doing well in their area. Then we come to town, they beat some national names, and then the next thing you know, they're at the PGF draft holding up a rash guard. So I mean, you never know. It's kind of just the nature of things these days. It's a very content driven sport.
Hmm.
So I have to ask you this directly: is there anyone who should be nervous if they get you round one? Is there somebody that you're just ready to steamroll?
Um, I don't think anyone specific. I'd be steamrolling, looking at the bracket. They all seem like good guys. There are some guys who I'd be excited to get matches with, but there's nobody I look at specifically like, oh, I'd run through that guy. Maybe once I see him in person, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll take that guy. But just from looking at the names, I know the local guys or some of the local guys. The guys coming out of town, I don't know. I looked at their profiles or whatever, but we'll see when I get there.
Gotcha. It's my job to stir up a little beef over here. No
Yeah,
disrespect
for
to
sure.
anybody. So, in terms of the other guys that you had mentioned, there are some out of town guys that you've kind of just briefly looked at. But in terms of the people that you're familiar with, do you feel you're the most dangerous guy? Obviously, your submission record kind of makes you a top seed for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm probably most dangerous. I know Josh Medvinsky's in this bracket, and he's super game. I had a match against him a while ago, and it was real quick, and we didn't really get to feel much of each other's games. So I would love a rematch with him because he's a good wrestler, and he wins a lot of tournaments. So I'd love that rematch. And Mateo's another local guy who's dangerous and has subbed some seriously good guys. So I know he's a submission threat, and I'd love to get both of those matches for sure.
Okay, we'll just have to see how that shakes out. That's another name I keep hearing is Mateo. We'll just have to
Yeah.
get him booked up for one of these too. So when the stream goes live and all eyes are on you, what can people expect in a Sam Munson match?
I think they should expect exciting match. Good jiu-jitsu for sure. Come out there, try to show my best, try to be solid, and hunt the submission. I'm not there to have a boring match. Not there to try to win by an advantage or anything. Going out there, try to push the pace, put it on them, and submit them and get my hand raised.
Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
I'll turn it over to you now. So if there's anything we didn't cover, anything you'd like to get out there, any shout outs, any thank yous, any sponsors, shoot, man, the floor is yours.
Sweet. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for putting this on. Giving the athletes a chance to make money, get their name out there, and just another promotion that'll get us growing and helping the athletes. Shout out to my new gym that I've been at for the last almost year or so, Grapple Town, owned by Matt and Collet. They've been awesome, and been working my wrestling a bunch. It's the only wrestling and jiu-jitsu gym in all of Oregon, and it's awesome getting wrestling practices and just training straight wrestling. And it's something a lot of jiu-jitsu guys lack, and I certainly lack. So it's been awesome just wrestling a couple days a week and just working with the wrestlers, and that's something that's priceless. Shout out to all my guys back at Ashland Jiu-Jitsu Academy. That's where I started off, and those guys will always be my family, and yeah, I'm excited to have this event.
Oh, well, we're excited to have you, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Sam Munson, 17 wins, 18 wins, 17 submissions on paper, probably closer to 196 or something like that. But if you're not going to be able to make it, you're not going to want to miss the live stream. Tune in on venturecombat.com. Make sure you use Sam's promo code, help him out here a little bit. Sam, we'll see you on tournament night, man. I thank you for the time. And yeah, we'll catch you in action.
Thank you. I'll see you then.